So welcome back to the Root to Rise podcast, week 2. We have Olivia here, another
Hello.
Root to Rise alumni of the program who graduated in 2024, but also graduated the Root to Rise program 2023. We got to do it.
Second
All
year.
right, kudos to that. That's always a great feeling.
Yeah, that was cool.
So, I just like to start off with just basic questions like where were you born and what schools did you attend as a student?
Yeah, like my whole backstory. Well, okay, so I grew up in a small little town in like rural Wisconsin, the
Okay.
greatest place on earth. So I was born into a biracial family. So my dad actually immigrated from Ghana, came here for college, and then had married my mom,
Okay.
and had just like a whole little crew of us.
For
So
sure.
we went to school in Hicktown, rural Wisconsin, and yeah, so I was at the same school for my entire life, and it's that's honestly it. Like my growing up was very boring. It was just very normal life. Nothing super interesting happened to me like in my time at school.
Okay.
I was definitely like heavily involved in a lot of programs in my school, a lot of aspects. Like I was
Okay.
one of those well-rounded kids.
All
So
right.
I did I did a lot. I kind of did a lot. And like even looking back, like going home to like visit my hometown for like football games, like everyone still remembers my name, and I
Yeah.
have pictures up around the school. So it was nice to know that like I like left there like making somewhat of an impact on like this simple little town. But
Most definitely.
yeah, that was
Okay.
kind of my upbringing.
Nice. Thanks for sharing that.
Mhm.
Also, I wanted to know, like, what sparked your interest to become a tutor mentor? I know we came to the school and we presented the program.
Well, so my school counselor actually like approached me. I had a mentality in high school where I would say yes to like everything, like any opportunity. That was kind of just like how I was taught, because you never know where it might lead you.
Yeah.
I mean, like look at me now. But
Yes.
so my counselor had brought this up to me, and he was like, "Hey, does this sound like something that like you would want to be a part of?" And I was like, "Sure, I'm down." And I got into Root to Rise, and I think like my first week. Okay, so backstory. So I had first graders my first year in Root to Rise. This was my junior year in high school. That was the most humbling experience of my entire life. Like, you think that you can talk to people, talk to a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, you think that your outfit is so cute when you leave your house in the morning, talk to a 6-year-old.
Straight up.
They're gonna have a very different outlook on life. And so when I first got into it, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, this is a lot. This is a lot. And then, you know, in the Root to Rise program, like being in a classroom, it obviously has its challenges, but I really loved it. Like, I was so sad to like leave my classroom like every time I would. Like, I got to know these kids. I got to like sit down and talk with them and like help them. I did so much in that class. Like, I had fun at recess. I sat down to lunch with them.
Yeah.
I got to handle temper tantrums, and like I like got glue all over my fingers. So it was a very challenging experience, but I do remember the feeling that I felt walking out of there was just like sadness. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like I want to be there for the whole day. Like I
Yeah.
want to go back. I want to keep going back." And I think that's when I started to realize that like something was like pulling me towards like what I was doing.
Okay.
And I didn't really think anything of that at first, because junior year, like, I had a very different career path in my mind. Like, I wanted to go into business or psychology or something like that.
Okay. Much
And
different.
so, flash forward to my senior year, I graduate the program, but I still go back and do it another year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get fifth graders. Now, y'all, first grade to fifth grade, that's a big jump.
That's different.
That's a real
That's
big
different.
jump. Because suddenly I had 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds on my hands. And, like, these kids talk back. They are mean. Like, oh, my gosh. These 6-year-olds adored me. These 10-year-olds, some of them didn't want anything to do with me. I walked in that class the first morning, and, like, 2 people talked to me.
Boom. So I got a question.
Oh, okay. Yes, cut me off.
How did that make you feel? Like, what was the, not what the difference was for you, but like, how did you counter that challenge from between the first and the fifth?
I kind of just, okay, this sounds like a little bit strange, but like you got to assert your dominance with these kids. Like these kids that like don't want to talk to you or just they kind of have like a bratty attitude. Okay, because we were all like that. At 10 and 11, we were all like that. Let's be so for real.
Yes,
but I was kind of just like, you know what? I'm here to stay and I am not your teacher. That's one thing that learning how to be like a student mentor, that's one thing that you gotta be able to establish earlier on with your kids is that I am not your teacher, but I am also not on the same level as you. Like I still have some authoritative position in that classroom, but I am not your teacher.
There you go.
I am here to talk to you about things that maybe you don't want to tell your teacher or issues that you don't want to bring up with a higher power, so to speak. And I think that once I kind of showed them not only that I was like, I had that authoritative position in that classroom, but also like I was like their friend. Like I could be their friend. Like that's when they started to respect me a little bit more. That's the thing, is that when you get to older ages, closer you get to middle school, kids are figuring stuff out. They don't have a ton of respect for other people. They're finding out their likes and their interests, and a lot of things that these kids didn't like just happened to be school.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I was there to help them with that. So I think once they kind of realized that, like, I am here for you, not for my own merit, not for my own purpose.
Yes.
I chose to take time out of my day, out of my class to be here for you. I think that's when they kind of started to understand that, like, oh, like, this is someone I can trust. This is someone that I can respect.
Yeah.
And I think after I had established that and found that balance in my classroom, I think I was able to connect with a lot more of these kids because everyone has different home situations, everyone has different lives and things that they do, and so you can't approach every student with the exact same mentality or care.
I love that you said that. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
But I'm working at an elementary school right now, and I had to switch up the way that I approach kids. I like that you just said that, because being a tutor mentor, it's hard to like learn that on your own, just to know that, like, that approach that you just used with this one not gonna work with this one. So like you learning them, that's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I could like give any advice to any tutor mentors like ever going through the Root to Rise program, like I think first and foremost, like you are really only in that classroom for like not a lot of time out of your day, not a lot of time out of your week, just because you have classes, you have your own schedule, you have your own life, and just crazy busy things. I was in like 14 different clubs and extracurricular activities and all of these different things, and I had a part-time job. But one thing that's incredibly important, which is going to matter to these kids, is investment.
Yes.
I think that's the most important thing that you have to understand, is that if you do not invest time, they are not going to want to see you or talk to you because they feel like you don't care about them.
Exactly.
Like, and that's the opposite reason of like why you're in that room in the first place. So definitely investing time into each and every single student. Learn their names, learn what they like, learn what they like to do, what their favorite sport is at recess. Like, ask them about it.
Building
like,
that relationship.
Right, exactly. That's one thing that it's taught me, is that I am not in that classroom for me. Like, why would I go in there, tell them about my life and everything that I've done? I go in there, I ask them, like, oh, how was your basketball game last night? Like, did you win that spelling bee? I think that is the most important thing that you can ever do for these kids. Like, if you don't know the answer to, like, a math problem you're helping them on, or, like, how to spell this word, like, going back to 5th grade science, I realized that I didn't really pay attention much in 5th grade because I'm like, y'all, I can't help you. I have no idea, like, what I'm doing. But it's just, like, on a personal level. I think they're going to respect you a lot more when you know them on a personal level.
Most definitely.
That was kind of the crazy with 5th grade. Something very unexpected did happen, though, halfway through that semester for me. I had one class, and it was a group of, like, 15 or so kids, and I was like, cool. One thing that Marshall loves to do, we love to, like, switch up schedules and do really unnecessary things that just don't matter. And so all of a sudden, the exact same hour in the mornings that I was coming to my class, that is the exact same hour that they did rotations.
Ah.
So there were 3 fifth grade classes, and each of them had like 20 to 30 minutes, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden, I switched from one fifth grade class, knowing everyone's names and their lives and everything, to the entire 5th grade. That threw me for a curveball. That threw me for a loop, because I thought that my class was a handful. Oh my gosh, no! Like,
It got crazy.
It got
now.
crazy. It got
Okay.
really crazy, and that taught me patience. That taught me grace, and that taught me that, man, that I can do it. Like,
Yes.
that I can do it all. I made as much of an impact as I could, but even kids that weren't in my class originally for the beginning of the semester, like, even now coming back home, like, they still know my name.
Yes.
And they still remember me.
Yes.
That's
You left that impact on them.
yeah,
You know?
and that was one of the most important things that I wanted to do. If I couldn't help them academically, I knew that I wanted to help them, like, in their own personal journeys, like,
Yes.
because outside of school, like, you're still a person. You have your own likes and wants and interests, and I think it's very important to kind of recognize, like, the humanity,
Yeah.
like, in being a student. And so yeah, that was kind of my whole Root to Rise journey, and now I'm here. I'm a freshman at UW-Madison, and I'm double
Okay.
majoring in elementary education and Spanish.
Okay.
Whoa, I wonder why.
Okay, double major.
Yeah,
That's major.
It's gonna kick me in the butt, like, the second that my junior year comes around and I start having, like, practicums and, like, student teaching.
But how is it going for you right now?
Oh man, honestly, we're like second semester of freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a lot of my gen eds. There's a lot of requirements to fulfill to just I just want to get them out of the way as much as possible. But
Definitely.
it has definitely not stopped my motivation or my passion. I have many friends who are in the School of Ed right now who are doing student teaching and all of these really cool things, and
Nice.
it's really important to, like, surround yourself with people who share similar endeavors as you, especially in the
Definitely.
realm of teaching. I think you can learn a lot from other people, and it just helps you on your journey, and I'm very excited. I've been learning Spanish now. That's something that I realized that was super important to me. Leaving high school, I was like, well, I started, there's no reason to stop. One thing that Marshall has is a lot of Spanish-speaking students, and so I noticed in a lot of classrooms, even in my 5th grade classroom, it's really hard for the teacher to be able to communicate with the student. And especially in a small district that doesn't have a lot of funding, like, it costs a lot of money to bring in and hire translators to be in these classrooms. And as a result of that, there have been many teachers in my school district that are pulled in several different directions. And it's a lot. Like, teaching is a lot. Like, it is more than a full-time job. You start your mornings sometimes at 4, 5, 6 a.m. and you don't finish maybe until like 9 or 10 p.m.
That's right.
And pulling those teachers in all different directions and all of these different classrooms, their priority is kind of get out of whack a little bit because you have to shift around your entire life. And so that was kind of something that sparked an interest for me where I'm like, we need bilingual teachers. Like, we need teachers that are able to communicate with all spectrums and all demographics of different types of students.
Yes.
Especially in Wisconsin, especially in my school district. Like, I noticed that there were students in a few of my 5th grade classes that did not speak a lot of English. The only way that I can communicate with them is through Spanish, right? And after that, I think that kind of, I don't know, I felt like this was something that was super beneficial and something that I just needed to continue doing.
Wait, so was this
yeah.
your first year or your second year that you, like, came to, like, some realization that that's the field that you wanted to go in?
Oh, I think it was definitely my senior year. I think I loved my first graders. I realized that maybe it wasn't around the grade that I wanted to be at. I think being in a 5th grade classroom made me realize that, like, this was something that I wanted to do. Because as I had previously mentioned before, like, I was going to go into business or psychology.
Yeah.
Like, coming into Madison, actually, like, I was, like, in the College of Letters and Science, like, for psychology. And I sat down with my advisor, and I'm like, bro, I don't know what was going on, but that's got to change. Because it's just little moments like that that make you realize that, like, why would I be doing anything else in the world when I am so content and I'm so happy, like, with where I am at right now?
Yes.
That was the most important thing to me. And so senior year, actually the summer before my senior year, oh man, backstory. Okay.
Yep.
I was
Take us
having
back.
I was having such a bad attitude. I didn't want to go to UW-Madison, but my dad wanted me to go to UW-Madison. He worked here. I was like, no, it's way too close to home. I'm never gonna go here. And I dragged this poor man on so many college tours of all of these colleges that like did not like I never ever would have went to. And then he was like, okay, if we're gonna do this, then we're gonna go tour UW-Madison. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So we tour it, and I'm like, uh-oh. So I realized that Madison was like the place like I wanted to be. And I mean, hey, they have a great education program. They have a great psychology program as well. And so after that, when I knew that Madison like was the spot, I realized that in all of my possible future plans, they had good programs in all aspects. So I applied, I got in because like I'm here now.
Yes.
And it was definitely my fifth graders that year, and that kind of made me change that because my major going into it was psych, and halfway through the year I'm like, this is not what I want to do. Like,
Yeah.
I realized that a lot of people kind of look down upon education, being like, well, teachers are overworked and underpaid, but the thing is, like, any good teacher that you have ever had in high school and elementary school, if you ask them if they do it for the money, 9 times out of 10 they're going to say no.
They don't.
If you have the passion, if you are equipped and you have the tools to be able to be a successful teacher, not just in the academic standing, but also that personal standing, like, you need to do that. Like, we need educators. We need people who are equipped, and I feel like Root to Rise specific. Yes, let me give all these people so much advice. But I feel like Root to Rise equipped me everything that I ever like needed to know about myself. I had 2 years to figure that out. I had 2 years to make me realize that, like, maybe I am a patient person. Like, maybe I really do like I really love like teaching these kids. Like, it is fulfilling at the end of the day, like knowing that like you impacted someone else, like even in a small way, like even if it's like learning something new or just teaching them that like, hey, this was wrong, and like that makes me feel so amazing at the end of each day. That is why I loved my fifth graders so much. Because let me tell you, those 10 and 11-year-olds, they will have their quarrels. They will fight. They will fight with me. They will fight with their teacher. But I realized that, like, no matter how many times that it got challenging, like, I still had such a passion for these kids. Like, they were the reason why I wanted to step foot inside of that door. Because, the fact of the matter is, I didn't have to do Root to Rise. Like, if I wanted to stop at any point of time, I probably could have.
Right.
But I didn't. And that showed me that, like, you want to be there. You want to go. Like, you love doing this. And so, yeah, I was like, why would I ever do anything else? And I realized that nothing would make me as happier than being a teacher, like, and being in education.
I really appreciate you sharing that part because, like, I can relate. Like, I did not know what I wanted to do with my life, and doing the Root to Rise program gave me something to, like, put in my tool bag. And then, like, I tell everybody, like, I did it for the money. You know what I'm saying? Just because, like, I had all my credits and I just was looking for, you know, a shortcut in a way. But it ended up not really being a shortcut for me. It ended up broadening and opening up, like really opening up my eyes and showing me skills I didn't even know that I had. Working with kids, like, like I just, so, like, I really, like, appreciate you sharing that. That means most, and I can definitely, like, relate. And I feel like just having more teachers more people coming through the program and just fulfilling it and actually wanting to become a teacher and help the student, help the kids, like that's big.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Just a little nugget of wisdom. Everything that you ever do, all of the opportunities that you give yourself, whether it be in college or in high school or even at 8 years old or even at 30 years old, everything that you will ever do and every opportunity, every door that you will walk through is only going to give you the tools, right? Because as I see it, like your success in your eyes is only going to come across based on how you use those tools, right? So Root to Rise gave me all of these skills that I wasn't aware that I had, and all of this help and all of these characteristics that I took on, and like how to effectively communicate with my teacher, with the students. But it's a matter of, are you going to utilize those tools in your success, in your endeavors? Like, you will only ever have what you are equipping yourself with, and it's how you apply them. I think that's something that's super important too, and something that Root to Rise like 100% does for you. Like, they will equip you like right before you get to college, or even if you don't go to college, like it still gives you so many tools for success and just how to just be better and find more out about yourself.
Yes. So, with you talking about your personal challenges and your growth, what is one thing that you are proud of accomplishing?
Oh, man. Oh. This is going to be quite a long pause because I got to think about this.
Yeah, that's good.
Honestly, I think my proudest moment was probably at my graduation. Not because it's because, like, woo, I graduated high school, but because of, like, the decorations that I had. It became so real. I had cords, I had stoles, I had all these things, and it just became so real to me that, like, wow, like, I did all of this. Like, the one day in a year where a 17 or 18-year-old can make the entire day about them, being like, look at me, look at my accomplishments, here's what I did. But to kind of describe my graduation stoles and my cords, everything that was super important to me. So I had a stole for National Honor Society. I had cords for magna cum laude and honors for like being in band and choir. I had one for DECA. And then I also had, oh, this is super cool. I had a stole that was shipped in from Kumasi, Ghana, which was kente cloth, which is where, it's super, super cool. It's where kente cloth had originated. And that, like, being Ghanaian, like, that is a very big part of my identity. That is the way that I grew up. And I got to wear that, and I got to wear this super cool stole, and it had my name on it, and it had symbols on it. And
that's
for
amazing.
me, that was symbolic because it was like, despite the fact that you're at this school where it's predominantly white people and it's just super small and not a lot of funding in the middle of nowhere, no one's going to recognize like the name of this school. I was like, despite all of that, here is everything that I did. And I think it showed me, and I think it also can show other people too, that putting yourself in a box is going to limit your doors of opportunities. Because everything that I have ever done in high school was like for college. And I think that's the mentality that a lot of people have. I knew that I wanted to go to college. And I mean, like, I got into the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Some people might not look at that as an accomplishment, but where I come from, like, that is a huge accomplishment. I was the first person in my high school to attend UW-Madison in 2 years. Like 2 years before me.
I gotta clap it up for you.
Thank you.
It's a lot of things I wanted to clap it up, but that right there, like, that's big.
That was my proudest moment. I was like, wow, like, I did this, and like beating a lot of the stereotypes, because I feel like there's so many like stereotypes on certain demographics of people where like one type of person has to be smarter and go to college. Like, I come from a multiracial, low-income family in the middle of nowhere. And a school like UW-Madison where there's tons of diversity, tons of money, like, and I still did it.
Yes.
Right?
You
like,
beat the odds.
I beat the odds, exactly, which is, like, so kind of cliche, but, like, that was my proudest moment. I was like, wow, like, I did that. Like, here is where I get to go and I get to spend the next 4 years to equip me for the rest of my life. And now that I'm here, I am so happy.
Yes.
I love this college. I know that it's so cliche because you ask all these college kids, like, how's school going? And then they're all like, oh, I hate it here. I've never, ever said that. Like, I am so fortunate for this opportunity, for this privilege, and I love it. I love my classes. I love the people I surround myself with. I joined extracurriculars, which I'm very happy in, and I'm doing really, really well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Go you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
for real.
Yeah.
You are so well spoken and outspoken, and the way you just carry yourself and the way you elaborate, like I love it. Like,
Thank you.
we appreciate you coming on this podcast
Of
and schooling
course.
us. You schooled us today. Okay.
I hope so.
Yes, indeed. Okay, let me end with this part.
Okay.
So, given that, you had a great experience with Root to Rise, what are your hopes for the program? Like, what would you like to see in the next 5 years happen for Root to Rise?
Honestly, I want to see growth. Like, maybe I'm biased, but I really believe we need educators. And
Yes.
if it wasn't for this program, like, I would be so unhappy stuck in a business school all day. Like, no offense to all of my friends who are in the business school, but I would be so unhappy. I didn't notice and I didn't realize that I had this set of skills, that I had this passion, if it wasn't for the opportunity. If you don't take these opportunities, like, you are not going to know, and you could end up being so miserable one day. I want to see growth for this program. I want to see windows of opportunities just opening and opening and opening, and it all just starts with just a yes. Have a yes mentality. Just go, 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 go. If you say no to everything, you keep yourself sheltered and in a box, and that's not fun. That's really not fun. And, I didn't think that this program was going to impact my life as it did, but that's the thing. You don't understand yet. You don't understand the whole picture. You have to trust yourself, and you just have to try. You just have to say yes. If it's not for you, cool, you did it. Now you have a super cool story being like, hey, y'all, like, I'm a carpenter, but I got to teach second grade for a year in high school, I hope that it can touch and impact someone's life the way that it did mine. Like, now that I'm in education and now that I'm studying to do this for the rest of my life, I want more educators and people that have the same passion, because if you look around, like, there's not a lot of people who want to teach right now because people don't have the passion anymore.
It's a big shortage.
And a lot of the reasons why is that people just don't realize that. They don't understand that about themselves yet. You're in high school, you're still figuring out yourself and what you want to do and who you want to be when you grow up. And Root to Rise is a fantastic opportunity, and it's a fantastic door. And if any of them ever open for you when you're this young, walk through it.
Yeah.
Because you never, ever know what's going to happen. So that would be my hopes and dreams for this program.
All right now. Because, hey, we look at it as a three-way win, and the three-way win is first and foremost the elementary school student, and then, we got the tutor-mentor that wins, and then you got the teacher that wins because they got the tutor-mentor in the classroom.
For sure.
But we also forget that the parents win as well, because that teenager that we feel, didn't necessarily want to go into this range, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They end up coming out and conquering it like you did. And you mastered this podcast interview, and I appreciate you for coming on.
I loved being on here.
Most
it was
definitely.
So great.
And next week, look out for the next episode. Thanks again, Olivia, for coming through the podcast, Root to Rise. We'll see you guys next week.